What's up, y'all? We're
What's
here.
up, y'all?
We're coming at you at the fire pit tonight. We got Terry Monstrosity coming up. Like I said before, the most handsome bar dropper in the business. He has a new album out. You can find it on Spotify.
He got like 12 new albums out, bro. He got Copacetic. He got Not For Play.
Subdued exclamation still out there. We got Sigma out there. Transient out there.
Tons of them. Tons of them.
Yeah. I'm so glad to be out here tonight with everybody rocking live with BCG. Out here at the fire pit. It's a pleasure to get started in this endeavor. Been doing it. It's just time to show.
You ready to jump in, bro?
Yes.
Let's get it.
So this first song right here, this is Cult Follower off of Subdued Exclamation, produced by Bill Beats. Available on any streaming service that you pleasure. Hey. Sometimes you just feel like you're just going along no matter what road you chose. You just feel like that. Suburban metro naturalist, surviving as the catalyst. Battle with abrasion, still I'm passive with the magic tricks. Flipping words, sipping all sorts of self-medication. 9 to 5 grind, still full-time it with my dedication. Sit stuck, punch drunk like I'm uppercutted. Mind sweepers with the thought abduction. No instructions, instrumental introductions. Interject bigger pictures in the sicker functions. In the dungeon, we lunching with the inner workings. A thin smoking, been broke, so consider learning. But how you know things, try to grasp a harder focus. The larger scope is in close, now opponents hopeless. When you working in the hole, please be sure to hold this. On the quotes of hope, wrote in sticky notes and post-its. There's a fee for postage, you can't even notice. But if you do, I feel like a cult follower. But I ain't never been a reject, except when it come to any kind of respect. But by all means, if I regress, I'll put everything in to build it better next time. It's something that never returns. However present, it never returns. But the memory burns. Those memories burn. Always on the non-stop hustle, straight money grabbing, intellect trapper. Mapper out a dummy's actions, draw from it like colored pencils, guided by a stencil to make me better. And those with me make it all together. The movement's like a tall propeller, now momentum's grown. Our rise isn't a surprise, it was eventual. And those events you go to like suspense and pull. So I'll continue through and only pause to take a flicker to record the sound and call ricochet a tune. Eating with a silver spoon, I imagine was a broken fork. What I hold in store might never come out in stores, but seeing is the truth. The roof really obstructs me more. What you cussing for? Frontin' for future lore. When in your waking life, the wind is like a matador. Who you work production for? What's your main objective? Do you like discussion boards? I feel like a cult follower, but I ain't never been a reject, except when it come to any kind of respect. But by all means, if I regress, I put everything in to build it better next time. As something that never returns. However present, it never returns. But the memory burns. Those memories burn. Yeah. So that one right there, co-follower, it's a cool one because that one's been on KEXP. That one's been a little bit around the place, around the block a little bit. People have kind of taken a liking to it. Again, that was produced by Bill Beats, one of my close guys. He's repping the same War Grime family that I'm with. And it has a real different feel, right? Like right now in music, I'm not here to denigrate it, but there's just a lot of sameness. And it's like, why not bring back some of that old essence, but still left field it, right? So we did the Lil Nas X country type sample, but we didn't Lil Nas X it, right? We were still rapping. We're still trying to bring something to the table, because golly, I know you guys feel me on that. So this next one, I'm going to go back a little further. This is going to be from the Sigma album. This one's called Redemption, produced by myself.
We gon'
We gon' and 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 we gon' get redemption. We gon' test the limits. We gon' set the bar. What you really want? What? Hey, 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 and we gon' get redemption. We gon' test the limits. We gon' set the bar. What you really want? Get up on this 1-2 if they don't really want to. Get up on this Mac shit, switch them to Ubuntu. Windows I'ma jump through, planning is a must do. I'ma give you all teeth, I cut with the front two. Tryna make a buck too, not tryna say fuck you. Quit them with the audibles, capital or crush do. Miss me with the money live unless you gon' rush through. In my own demise, any moment touch you. I'ma make the crowd go up like it's smacking it. I don't give a about y'all when you slacking it. Microphone team pep poop when I'm clapping it. Backboard practice, I'm playing never lacking it. I could be Cadillac fly when I'm packing it. Rhyme skill sentence with the real and immaculate. Real in the back with it. I don't give a no matter what about a bus, cause I always rode in the front. Hey. And we gon' get redemption, we gon' test the limits, we gon' set the bar. What you really want? We gon' and we gon' and we gon' and we gon' see redemption, we gon' test the limits, we gon' set the bar. What you really want? Born 1987, August 16th, flawless entry, lawless means got you intrigued. Head case on his best days, making synth beats. Put one in the window, getting send off on my 10 speed. Head nod, then head off, take the edge off, then get me. It's risky, could be dead wrong and head on it envy, but she gets me. And they're all convention, and I'm in for unconvention. I'm Herculean, it's worth repeating what I mentioned. Disaster is what the world's made of. Why you trading cotton, the prophecies of a slave son? Probably why I'm caught as the body of all the hated ones. People looking at you and hoping you wouldn't take it there. Because we rich and you know it. Get a lot of money and they know you gon' blow it. Cause they hope you gon' blow it and they know you gon' owe it to somebody else. I'm not a prophet but a poet. Hey, and we gon' get redemption, we gon' test the limits, we gon' set the bar. What you really want? Hey, hey, we gon', and we gon' get redemption, we gon' test the limits, we gon' set the bar. What you really want? Hey, 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 redemption. A lot of these songs that I'm gonna be going through tonight are gonna be reminiscent of the times we're in, cause that's just what we're in. We can't even really deny it. Most of the music I make is really just about what's really happening. I don't have a lot of flashy stuff, so I don't want to really put that to y'all. I drive a Mazda, nothing cool, so I just want y'all to know that you can be cool and positive and move forward and be progressive without having to flex it, because that flexing it kind of shows the opposite. So that's just kind of what those first two are representing.
That's why you always got them real tracks, bro.
Man, you know, I appreciate that. You know, it's just I can't help it.
That's right. Hey, which one do you want to do now?
So we're gonna go into Gold Frames. It's gonna be off this is the Copacetic album. This was the one I dropped a few months ago, all produced by A-Hop. This is my shit right here. Excuse my French. This one right here is very deep to me, and I'm just gonna go with it. Y'all figure it out. I can see the world through these gold frames. Icicles in the middle, it's a cold game. You gotta smile, it's a cold gate. You can feel it in your walk, it's the whole gate. I can see the world through these gold frames, cause I did it with a vision and there's no shame. Autonomous, self-driven in slow lanes. Still prominent, yes, winning it don't change. Still dominant, wheel spinning in most ways. Been a problem with wheel spinning in most places. A real diamond, I've been minding my own business. gets a bit wiser, not enticing to follow fiction. I'm in the finals, my empire, no contradiction. A bit of rivals, but everybody seem they against me. That's the way to make an enemy. Raise the fences, taking away the friends to be. Maybe makes no senses. Some kind of sato sickness, little imbalance. You can change position and fiddle win the challenge. No one else can flatline your internal passion. Just let it all out. I can see the world through these gold frames. Icicles in the middle, it's a cold game. Got a smile, it's a cold gate. You can feel it in your walk, it's the whole gate. I can see the world through these gold frames, cause I did it with a vision and there's no shame. Autonomous, self-driven in slow lanes. Still prominent, yes, winning it don't change. You can feel it when it's fire, that's the propane. So you feel in your walk, that's the aim. Yeah, real fire and I gotta shine. Freestyle off the top, yeah, I drop a dime. Yeah, I'm so unorthodox with the rhyme. Put them all together with a scribble gem, it'll be fine. I just wanna put the alliteration with the metaphorical similes, making all of them feeling me. Maybe the remedy, chemistry, put it in the pot I'm gonna be mixing, the rest of them hit the gin. And I know I'm be losing my oxygen and I feel right. Here we go once again. Yeah. You know, sometimes that Holy Ghost just take over and you just gotta improvise because the moment is greater than the intention. Sometimes I think we forget that about music. It's about the time, the moment, the experience. But yeah, that's gold frames though. And that's all copacetic. Excuse my impediment. But we're out here again live with BCG. We're doing it big. We're doing a whole bunch of songs from these projects. Trying to hit y'all with a little bit of philosophy.
Bro, that's one of my favorite tracks you just did. I love that shit. That's why I had to stand up, bro.
Yeah. Hey, man, I love that one. Again, we got a lyric video my guy Third Loop Entertainment did. Is really succinct to the song. You know, it's really gold frames with the stuff flowing down. You guys should definitely go check that out. But again, it's streaming everywhere. Spotify, Apple, Tidal, Google, Amazon, Bandcamp, and my website, terrymonstrosity.com. Get it?
There's going to be a test after this. We got to make sure you all know exactly what he just said and where he's going to be found at.
Man, I'm going to say it like 4 more times like that, too.
Yeah, chime in on the comments if you remember. And
Yes.
go search for this guy, Terry Monstrosity.
Yes, you search. I'm coming up.
What do you think, Never Always?
Ooh, let's do it. So this shit right here, this is a brand new album. This is the album I just put out last week. Or 2 weeks ago. This is from Not For Play, all produced by Not For Sale. Little play, catch that, haha, funny, do. But this one's dope. We used the Boondocks, put a video up, just to get it going. Gotta learn to never say always. Anything can happen when you don't let expectation drive focus down the hallway. Don't space, don't fret. Gotta learn to never say always. Anything can happen when you don't let expectation drive focus down the hallway. Keep space, don't fret, 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 don't fret. I feel the power from the transformer. Electricity flowing, pop like canned soda. Bubbling under with numbers I couldn't plan for. A Land Rover, but stumbling on the dance floor. Doing the jigging, the sicking, and how we stand for. Can never spell it out, Mississippi, the fan blowing. Shit been hitting and getting pissy, my jam going. High frequencies, lead leagues and touchdowns. To earth, defeat the need to trust clowns. Reality is the first out of the surface and palaces in the church now. And the worst of the calluses in the church out. What you say about that higher living? Jotted in the pages of what lies written. Self-help come from you, not a buyer's list or a book club, but you can try to shift it. Gotta learn to never say always. Anything can happen when you don't let expectation drive focus down the hallway. Keep space, don't fret. Gotta learn to never say always. Anything can happen if you don't let expectation drive focus down the hallway. Keep space, don't fret, don't fret, don't fret, don't fret, Don't fret. Don't fret. Don't fret. Don't fret. Never knew a wave could catch and surf me. Forever set to place bets and curve streaks. Like I'm washing windows, instrumental turn keys. Burn beats, incremental when discerning speeches. Learn beliefs, I'm seeking past eternal reasons. Certain meanings of misfortune that ain't worth repeating. Curtains closed, show is over, but the soul depleted. Sheryl Crow, a winding road is every day repleted. Eric Snow behind the answer to the glove I'm seeing. Above I'm reaching past what hampers all the love we seeking. Beside the cancer, it's the banner of the sun we're preaching. The lowest standard of the fan around us don't believe it. Well, that's a first. Never always, not for play. We're gonna.
All right, y'all, we're back. Yo, Terry, give me a mic check.
Mic check 1000.
Yo, Eric, give me a mic check.
What's up, Sean? Where can we find Terry Monstrosity again? I think we can find him on Spotify. I was about to say Shopify. Maybe you are on Shopify.
Maybe I'm drop shipping.
Can we buy a minute of your time on Shopify?
Possibly.
Eric, you're spiking a little bit.
That sounds like something I do.
Yeah.
Man, this is not the era for you to be spiking. You saw what happened to Bill, right?
I think I got it. How's that?
Yeah. I think that sounds good. All right, let's.
So we're gonna go into basis. Forget Facade. Facade is a cool song, but once he played it, pre-pause, I was like, oh wow, this is slower than I thought it was. And it's like, man, let me just go to basis.
You're just trying to keep the room up.
I just want to let everybody know, there's some action. There's some action. We want the smoke, so to speak. But like I said, I'm kind of one to just. I'm gonna give you guys this pack of these songs and let you decide for yourselves when you listen to the stream after and go search all these search engines. You're gonna go ahead and listen to all 50 songs I've given.
Eric, can you bring up Terry's mic just a little bit?
This one's called Basis from Copacetic.
Eric, drop that audio just a touch. There you go. All right, Terry, you do your thing, bro.
Yeah.
Welcome back, y'all.
Green faces, debate the reach of them faces. In gamesmanship, risking temptation. We've been blamed for this shit, all blood implicated. But we them same superheroes, y'all praise on them pages. For heaven's sake, it's sacrilegious revelation to try to filter for philosophy and degradation. It's second nature, like man-made trees, we in the matrix. Elohim coupons redeemed, watch me demonstrate it. Elucidate these illustrations from projected places. Inner minds woven past, spoke with death through lace kicks. Intermission pattern picker, Saturn switch with pace quick. You don't think that makes sense, but you don't hear me though. No one ever did, so I know that won't cure me though. Dopamine elevator, mentally I'm shedding light. Stationary bike, cause I'm cycling through the inner haters. Profit in the proof, so I'm moving like an innovator. Interstater, when I hit the gas and enter danger. Benefactor, benefactor of the freedom papers. Mean to be a problem to the logic. You've been living with a constant on your conscience. And Miss Dawson on your Windows 10. More control behind the scenes, I understand the language. No parole from deputies, the equity is shameless. Seeming is a no-no, losing is a Romo. My effigy is vain, but my persona is so-so. My prototype like 3000. And the rest of y'all is no. Finish, Frodo, ring chase. I ain't never did that. All my shoes been laced. Great. What? Ha. Sing. Ha. Say, ha. Ha. I see. I see violence on a daily basis, but it don't make me crazy. It just makes me crazy. I see violence on a daily basis, but it don't make me crazy. It just makes me crazy. It's so hard to separate things. See, it's so hard to separate. Yeah, that's basis. That's the basis of matter. That's the basis of the things that we need to consume. That is the basis of the philosophies of life that come unspoken. The things that raise through your chakras and reach to the mighty heavens above, and whatever God you praise, that is the same entity that we all share amongst each other. That is the essence of that. So,
Bro,
yeah.
Guys, when we're done with the show, we're gonna take a couple minutes to reposition some things, reset the audio, and we're gonna record a little live broadcast podcast.
Hey.
And Terry, I'm just letting you know. One of the first questions I ask is, what's your writing like? How do you do what you do? Because right there, like, I have a feeling you're going to be repeating that, bro.
So in one way, shape, or form, yes. But yeah, that'll be a good question. That'll be a great question to go to.
Just start thinking now, man, because the question's coming.
I'm already in the conversation. I'm supposed to do a song. So let me see. What song do I got to do? You gotta sit in that soul, right? And I'm not gonna pontificate too much, but you gotta sit in there.
Yeah, we were good.
So right now, I think I want to go ahead. I'll roll Facade now, and then we're gonna break after that. Yeah. I think let's just go Facade. This one is, I used the Corey Holcomb sample I Will Not For Sale did. I had to cut that out for, legal purposes, but it really was,
we got Rhonda stoking that fire.
On Facebook, so follow me there too. Just stop pretending, though. Please. Why you trying to front? Facade in your disguise with confidence and lies. All of this mistrust, we try but it ain't right. Kiss the world goodbye. Why you trying to front? Facade in your disguise with confidence and lies. All of this mistrust, we try but it ain't right. Kiss the world goodbye. What's trying to call everybody out when you ain't shit neither? Keep them boxed in the category with your anxious fever. And I know it's contagious, raging. It ain't safe here either. Out in space on a baseless station, making patience clear. I wanna turn the world around, put it all on my back, but I would fall to the ground. It would break my contact. You'll hear a big sound. Click photos taken, picture that from the crowd. Mix it down for arrangement, differ that from the loud. Big Dipper, yes, the stars in alignment. Figure trap wasn't how. With the stretch of a mind in, just a tap of a towel. Ay. Why you trying to run? Facade in your disguise with confidence and lies. All of this mistrust, we try but it ain't right. Kiss the world goodbye. Why you trying to front? Facade in your disguise with confidence and lies. All of this mistrust, we try but it ain't right. Kiss the world goodbye. Facade. Not for play. Not for sale. Go download it wherever you fucking download shit. That's your edit right there, Sean.
Nah, I'm leaving that shit in, bro.
All right, I think basically, I've given you guys a nice little run around of what the songs are. I'm gonna do Bubbly again because that one is gonna be. Before we pause, I want to do Bubbly again. I want you guys to feel that shit.
Let's do it.
So we're gonna bring that back around with the perfect sound.
We got more people on right now anyway, so I think we were just waiting for the audience, man.
This bubbly though. This off not for play. I just like this one. I think everybody likes this one. I mean, everybody being the people, that's the bodies around my every. I be bumping, you bumming. I be dumping, you dumbing. Turning nothing to something. Turning something to ugly. Turning ugly to beautiful. Maybe then you will love me. Maybe then you will plug me. Turning water to bubbly. Tripped in an accident could leave a scar. Fiend for pain like a masochist and beat the farce. Don't keep lying to yourself when you see the stars. Might as well try cause it helps when you need a star. Thread the needle like a past or a peaceful art. Be the eagle and not even in the league of heartless. Beleaguered and I'm parched but let's get to marching. A beagle and a bomber ball in one concoction. A Bundy and a Dahmer wouldn't get the process. So I'm smoking on the cryptochronic kind of light. Throwing off your focus cause you get the concept. Yeah, there's no music. I thought it was just
Yo, we might have to go third time's a charm on Bubbly.
I thought it was good. I thought he was setting me up for the Meek Mill
Bro,
dreams and nightmares.
The drop happened at the perfect time, bro. I was like, oh shit.
I was coming for it. I hope
my
y'all
bad,
know.
everybody. My bad.
Oh, I was going for it.
Woo. I was feeling it in my heart.
It never came. It never came.
Bro, you always go hard on
Bumping,
this
you
track.
bumming. I be dumping, you dumbing. Turning nothing to something. Turning something to ugly. Turning ugly to beautiful. Maybe then you will love me. Maybe then you will plug me. Turning water to bubbly. Okay, tripped in an accident could leave a scar. Fiend for pain like a masochist and beat the farce. Don't keep lying to yourself when you see the stars. Might as well try cause it helps when you need a start. Thread the needle like a pass or a peaceful art. Be an equal and uneven in a league of heartless. Beleaguered and I'm parched, but let's get to marching. No Smeagol and a monster in a feeble mosh pit. And nigga and a Dahmer wouldn't get the content. A Bundy and a Dahmer wouldn't get the process. So I'm smoking on the cryptochronic kinda like throwing off your focus, but you get the concept. It's funny that these niggas think they better than. They say they came with gods, but I got better plans. A moon walking on a ranch, never land. A smooth talking out in France like an elephant. I be bumping, you bumming. I be dumping, you dumbing. Turning nothing to something. Turning something to ugly. Turning ugly to beautiful. Maybe then you will love me. Maybe then you will plug me. Turning water to bubbly. I be bumping, you bumming. I be dumping, you dumbing. Turning nothing to something. Turning something to ugly. Turning ugly to beautiful. Maybe then you will love me. Maybe then you will plug me. Turning water to bubbly. I can see that I'm an eyesore. Paid the cost too expensive for what time affords. Silhouettes of self-projections on the soundboard. Town cars, Continental Puget Sound for. Found what I was down for and drown more. Clown when I'm straight lounging in downpours. Victory is all I see, but you can doubt yours. In the streets was not my scene, don't have to vouch for. In the streets was not my scene unless on skateboards. Enemies few far between, we need to fake more. No, never that, my better half won't stand for it. Super green when I hit tree, they be like run for us. See the throne is for the taking, I'ma come for it. Ain't no clone to make mistake with, I'ma jump for it. See, progression is the essence, ain't a slumlord. There's no lack of meditation when you humble. I be dumping, you dumbing. I be dumping, you dumbing. Nothing to something, turning something to ugly. Turning ugly to beautiful. Maybe then you will love me. Maybe then you will plug me. Turning water to bubbly. I be dumping, you dumbing. I be dumping, you dumbing. Turning nothing to something, something to ugly. Ugly to beautiful. Maybe then you will love me. Maybe then you will plug me. Turning water to bubbly. Okay, well, you know. And we're gonna go AAA. Fuck that. AAA. That's the next one. This is the first track off of Not For Play.
I feel like I need AAA right now.
You know, battery pack. Yeah. Give me a little more.
Hey, what? Oh,
Okay, this one's got that bass bounce to it. Feeble as a trace match, needle in a haystack, regal in my race black. I don't need a face tag, I just wanna stay fat. People wanna stay fat, no one wanna work it out. Laying on the racetrack, him as an obstacle, fade with a straight jab. Don't matter how far you go, lay him as a placemat. Tell me what a safe set, everyone is dangerous. Ain't no telling what a preparation for insane shit. Tell me who you came with, ain't no use in shaming us. Barely use a Cambridge, only used to blaming us. Never think we taming up, it's isn't fair to arbitrate it. No more entertainment. See now what you worry about. Things all topsy-turvy now. Need no promise, we turn them now. Keep our promise on this ground. Solid stance with chance of bow. Call me damned, I'm standing proud. Candyman and hand-me-downs. Don't distract from anything. Never said how I look at. Hashing my book back, mashing my foot gas. Half all the good raps. Laugh when I look back. Mad I was shook at. Trash with a hook back. Stash in a hood act. Every deficit, definitely evidence. Since it's an edifice, put effort in our relevance. Urban element, no urban life for settlements. Her developments, blur lines and leave skeletons. Positive pops repeating, maniacal hearts as leaders. Analysts truly scan room for proof in the nanometers. Any with any eaters, who any with many triggers. We hardly with party poopers and parlay with Spanish speakers. See now what you worry about. Things all topsy-turvy now. Need no props, we turn them out. Keep our promise on this ground. Solid stance with chance of bow. Call me damned, I'm standing proud. Candyman and hand-me-downs. Don't distract from anything at all. Anything at all. Anything at all. It's a trip when I'm thinking on the time that I done lived about the reputation of a guy that isn't lit. To the path with that much darker, we survive within the mix. Vaporizer, I'm a lifer, atomize another hit. With a vibe, become a quit. Lungs are fixed to take another. If I stutter, it's only just to muster up a duck. Finish up against it, probably see me ducking punches. That's the man that's lobby freely G's. Y'all a peewee, how you run from me? See now what you worry. Things all topsy-turvy now. Need no props, we turn them out. Keep our promise honest. Silent stance with chance of bow. Call me damned, I'm standing proud. Candyman and hand-me-downs. Don't distract from anything at all. Anything at all. I love that song. That one just be, I be feeling like I need to do a little jig for you know.
I can't say it again. Yeah.
Yeah. Yep.
You got to talk in your microphone, bro. I got them noise cancelings on. yeah. No, I can dig it.
Let's go into Doubt Me, and then I'm done. I just want you guys to hear all the spectrum of song types.
You done it, bro. That's the thing, man. Like, you got too many spectrums, bro.
Man, you know, I'm trying to kill your sensory perceptive systems. This one is a little different. It's a little vibey. It's a little loungy. A little get up and move a little bit, but it's still smooth. It's still me. I'm still boring them to death on it, so it's gonna be that. Doubt me. Please don't doubt me. Side smirks don't work. I'ma slide dirt, won't hurt. Foot first, don't doubt me. Whatever it is, I'm counting. I'm better than this song. God, don't doubt me. Side smirks don't work. I'ma slide dirt, won't hurt. Foot first, don't doubt me. Whatever it is, I'm counting. I'm better than this song. God, no devotion to the game. Got us broken all the way. Open walk of shame. Treat this culture not for blame. For the culture, not your place. Not your place. They call a vulture if you leeching from the source yourself. Preaching to the chorus up. Absorb the light of horrors. Can't ignore us. No more boring. How you flourish on the purest trash. Nourish off the nearest gas. Simple how a nigga had. Interactive symbiotic. I'm in the back. Master typography. Better than I ought to be. In the pocket wallaby. Hopping out the shop but not for wallets or monotony. Properly progress if you preoccupy with property. I'm probably a problem if you thought I praise poverty. Don't doubt me. Side smirks don't work. I'ma slide dirt, won't hurt. Foot first, don't doubt me. Whatever it is, I'm counting. I'm better than this song. God, doubt me. Side smirks don't work. I'ma slide dirt, don't hurt. Foot first, don't doubt me. Whatever it is, I'm counting. I'm better than this song. God, doubt me. Side smirks don't work. I'ma slide dirt, won't hurt. Foot first, don't doubt me. Whatever it is, I'm counting. I'm better than this song. God, constellation with potential. I'm Orion's belt. Big Dipper and credentials. Know that I am well. Personified, firefight like I'm in hell. Futile resistance, I might as well collide my cells and rely on the price of shells. Fiber gratification, instantly my life hell. Back away from the conflict that makes growth. Comfortable in the real wrist that could shake hope. Topical sabbaticals in the tropicals, laughing at mishaps, keep it audible like you wanna know. And perhaps if you bought it, don't have a blast at it. Holla back, no fabulous, I'm a bad habit. This a jackhammer up against a jackrabbit. This the flash standard, mashing through the past gamuts. Color schemes, dream weavers of a mad planet. Double team heat seekers causing mad damage. Magnetic Mercedes, vernacular burn turn to something out of the 80s. And my whole team is crazy. Don't work, I'ma slide dirt, won't hurt foot first, don't doubt me. Whatever it is, I'm counting. I'm better than this. On God, don't doubt me. Yep. That was Doubt Me. These are all them songs, man. Again, for those who didn't catch any of the things I was saying earlier, you can get me on terrymonstrosity.com. You can go to bandcamp.terrymonstrosity.com. You can search through all the thousands of streaming platforms that frequent our phones and intercept our minds, thoughts, and ideas. You can get me on there too. But just do it.
I just linked all that stuff into the comments too, so they can check out the comments for monstrosity.com at Terry Monstrosity on all the platforms. So
yeah, I think that's me.
That's you, man. That's you. I love it.
All right, y'all. Well,
we'll be back.
Big up to Terry Monstrosity for rolling through. Big up to DJ Dangerous for the spins.
Hey.
We're going to jump over to 7 to Panther, K4G 1.5, Bridging the Gap. We're going to have some of our flyers spinning for just a couple seconds while we're setting up the new audio, mixing up our location a little bit, and we're going to do a little podcast. We're going to do some discussion.
We're going to talk.
So either roll back through or, just listen to that album, y'all.
Hey, thank you guys all again for tuning in. I really appreciate it.
Yeah, thanks again for tuning in to Fire Pit Freestyles. Terry Monstrosity. I'm DJ Dangerous. That's Sean Odell. We out.
Sean Odell.
I'm DJ Dangerous from Big City Grind. I got Sean Odell lurking in the background somewhere. Doing something, I don't know. I don't know what he's doing. I got Terry Monstrosity over here.
Hey.
He's put on an amazing show.
Thank you.
And then we also have sitting in with us, Rhonda Brown, who also helped us out with a lot of setup tonight. Thanks, Rhonda. You're awesome.
Hey.
We are eating because of me.
Basically, none of this. Man, essentials. That's something that's relevant.
Thank you.
Perfect. Yeah, we had some issues. Just a little bit. We got the audio set up, though. So we just wanted to holler at Terry over here.
Hey.
How you doing?
I'm good.
How was that show? How'd you feel you did that show?
Oh, man, I mean, overall, it was cool. I definitely, that was my first time performing all those tracks from the newest Not For Play album, but after you do that one time, you're pretty much set for the rest of the time. So I think I'm good. I think it was good.
Yeah, definitely appreciate you coming out, man, and doing that for us.
Thanks for having me.
Yeah,
man.
I mean, it's hard to compare to all your other tracks. Some of them tracks hit, bro.
I appreciate that. That's what it's for. So, man, it's really just like back in the day, my original rap name was Timo. Terry Moore is my name, so just take the first, off of both of those, and it's Timo. My homie, Mind the Villain, he's another artist out here. We used to all skate. We were skateboarders and stuff, right? So there was this skater, this black dude. It was Gershon Mosley, and his shoes were called the G-Mos. And then that basically, that's where the Timo came. So then that transformed later on. Everybody turned college age, and I used to just take pictures hella wildly and with ridiculous expressions and all that.
Yeah.
And I also had a temper, so that that confluence kind of created the moniker Monstrosity. Like somebody called me that one time in a picture, and that shit stuck, and I'm still him. I'm still
Man,
him.
I couldn't have hoped for a better explanation. That's dope. That's dope.
I could get deep with it, but I would,
All right, so we talk. Okay, so I mentioned during the last live stream that we were going to be talking about your writing style. So I definitely want to get to that.
Yeah.
But I mean, I guess it's just kind of a fucking two-part question because the first one is, I mean, you've had what 3 albums now,
Yeah.
just this year,
Basically, well,
within a couple months.
Yeah, basically within 10 months, I've dropped 3 albums.
Yeah. So I mean, and you got another one.
Yep, another one slated to come.
like on the deck.
Yep.
So I mean, that's crazy that you're putting out so much content. But so I want you to talk about that. But then at the same time, it might wrap into just what's your writing process? Because I mean, you got some of the most. I mean, like just the mindset that you got. Like you got some of the best flows as far as like a message to put forward. Like it ain't that normal shit that you got nowadays. Like rap nowadays is just
Yeah.
I mean, you can talk about rap what it
Yeah.
is, and then rap what it was, and
Exactly.
you got that message of rap what it was.
Mm-hmm.
And so I just,
Just
you know what
go.
I'm trying to say,
I got
like just
you.
go, bro, because like I can't even put together a
It's
good enough
real.
question to get to that.
Man, it's all about. I mean, I'll just start it out as shallow as possible. When I came up being a black person in Seattle,
You're black?
Yeah, just in case
Oh,
you
okay.
didn't. But
My bad, I missed that.
it's
Pearl clutch.
I grew up with 2 parents. I had a family household. It was none of the stereotypical things that everybody kind of put on you. So, but I like rap. I like hip hop. I liked all that, and I found myself watching all these characters, listening to all these songs, and I liked what it was. But I could never fit in that. And so I always was like, okay, well, how can I find and carve a lane into this game, this whole thing, without being, disingenuous about it, So what can I do? What do I do? So I'm a knowledge seeker. So that turns into where my lyrics come from, right? It's like I'm coming from a place of subdued expression of a person who their pathway has not been unboxed for the masses to adapt to. I'm somebody who I've always felt as if there was not the prototypical thing for me to follow that would have both the same like positive impact that my parents gave me, but still be cool like the music that I'm feeling and the people and my friends that I'm seeing do stuff. So how do you do that? I never could pinpoint that. So all I knew is like I'm gonna try to do this, and I'm gonna try to jam pack as much of my brain into every fucking line. I learned that from Cannabis. Cannabis was probably my first. Dude, I was like, what? This motherfucker's rapping about geometric shapes and genomes and sequences and DNA and conspiracy theories, and but rapping it, and it just changed my whole perspective on what it is. My whole thought was hip hop was supposed to be semi-educational, right? Like it's supposed to be perspective art. It's supposed to be that, and the machine has kind of bastardized the story of what we see.
Yeah.
Right. It's just a bunch of the same mundane shit. So I basically I started doing that early, but then for years I never did anything with it. This is gonna be working more towards why I have 15,000 albums in 2 months. Before all of this, I've been predominantly in bands, like my first bands with instruments, live instrumentation, people playing stuff, and I just rap with that. I learned to rap over Jack Johnson instrumentals around fire pits. That's why this is real fitting for me to fit right into this. But like, I was always in that, always expressing through that, but you never feel the true confidence of being an artist and stepping out there on your own, in your own too, and your own ideas, and being ultimately vulnerable.
Yeah.
right? When you're in a group setting. So when I finally got out of my shell, like 2 years ago, I just was like, you know what? I write so much. I have so many ideas, but people aren't trying to hear you talk. They don't want to read your Facebook posts. They don't want to fucking do that because I don't. I get it, right? So let me compact that shit and do it, put it into something that people can digest, and let me show them how badly that I want the place in the lexicon of Seattle hip hop, right? So I just started a year ago putting out freestyles every 4 days. I'm up to 113 right now.
Yeah.
And I just do that. And then within that, basically every milestone is an album. And it's just creating what I'm trying to do is set a scene for the people out there. You can see my progression. You can hear my album from a few years ago and see that the mixing was weird and the way that I recorded it was different and my voice cracked here and I didn't do this here. But then you can see that all the way up through Not For Play that dropped last week, which is my best Sonic album, and it's got a lot of stuff in it. But it's all about evolution. The journey is art.
Yeah.
Let yourself express. Go. Right? I feel like I know I'm being long-winded.
Nah, man,
But
keep going.
I feel like there's so many artists, there's so many expressionists out here, but when you get to a certain point, they tell you, or you meet people who it's like, oh, well, okay, well, there's Formula X, and that's what we're trying to do. Formula X being, we need to package you into a thing to where we can sell this and make our situation profitable and sustainable.
Yeah, but you're not a designer purse.
Exactly. You're a person.
Exactly.
You're a person. So you're supposed to express how it comes. And I've been caught up in that with people trying to let's come out with an image, let's come out with a theme, let's drop this here, let's do this, let's roll it out, let's set the people up. But it's like ultimately, man, you spend $5,000 for nothing. For the same 14 people that was gonna fuck with you anyway. So it's like, well, why don't I just give them the authentic thing? Let's bring it back to what this art is. It's expression. It's raw sounds that people make amongst each other. It's not overproduced studio time. Like that's part of it. That's a cool thing to do. You know, you can go in there and meet people and mingle, but that's not what I want to represent.
Yeah.
So if you were to, can I ask a question?
Yeah. Go.
So if you were to package yourself, how would you package yourself?
Man.
If somebody said, come into the studio and let's take the 15,000 albums you've made in the last couple of years, but let's condense that down to, hey, everybody wants to listen to these 10 songs. Can you picture that, or are you never going to be able to picture that as an artist?
I can picture it, right? Because you get to a point to where you want to really make it sustainable. So you're willing to look into stuff that may be against your moral base. Because the reality of this society is we got to have money to live. And it's like, shit, if I can at least
you got to sell,
make the money off of what I do rather than what I'm forced to do, I'd rather do that. So I can see myself doing it. Mm-hmm. I know how I could package it. You know, we'd get in there and be like, okay, we're going to play the weird card. We're going to mix a Kanye and Pharrell thing going on. We're going to throw some white people and some Asians in there. We're going to go in front of a laundromat and nobody's going to be hood. We're going to swing Civics and fucking Acuras and we're going to make it look alternative but fit in. I can see it, right?
But without necessarily like a market. Without the marketing necessarily, like Lexus isn't driving.
Yeah.
If you walk into the studio and you say, this is how I sell me, how do you sell you?
How do I sell me? Basically by what we're doing
Who
now.
are you?
I'll get into this talk, right? We can just get into what it is to express, right? And selling myself would just basically entail getting into a conversation about what we're here to do and then showing that my ability is to be chameleon, right? So I'm not going to I don't have a will. I'll say it like that. It sounds weird, but my will is to be done. Whatever is the vibe is what's gonna happen. I would sell myself as the ultimate glue piece, right? Whatever we need to do, I can fill that void because, like I said, I'm just living the art. The art is the thing that takes precedence. So that's basically what I would, it would just have to be in conversation, right? I'm not really good at sales. I'm more of a just, I got to tell you my perception and how it should be, but I'm not trying to force that on someone. And through the conversation, that the feeling of what you would be missing would present itself. So that would be the sale, kind of long and short of it.
I think I got you.
Yeah. Good
So
question.
we did a podcast with Seven the Panther too, and I've told you this, I've told Seven this, in personal conversations, and I actually said it on the last podcast too. Is my Mount Rushmore
Yep.
of rappers? I got Seven the Panther, Dice Dilly, and Terry Monstrosity, and then I always leave that fourth spot open for the next person that comes and I guess just takes over that sound the way that I need it to be done, and you've done that.
Appreciate you.
Man. And I mean, if y'all watched the the show, y'all know why. But a big part of that comes from just your constant, like, I've seen you hit the mic so many times without even thinking about it, and then all of a sudden you hit like a 10-minute freestyle and it just goes. And then I catch all of the freestyle videos and it just goes, and it's like, man, like it's crazy. So how much of freestyle has started to evolve your message?
Oh my God, freestyle is the basis of my message. Freestyle is basic. That's what taught me what this was about, the essence. Songwriting kind of is the thing that draws you away from stuff because that's frustrating. But the freestyle, to be able to tap into that self, you never find rhythm, you never find cadence the same way if you can't freestyle. The way I write partly is put the beat on, let me just hit record and just freestyle something. I just freestyle it, even if I'm not saying words.
Mm-hmm.
It's just about the cadence and the numeric patterns I can create. And then when I listen to that back, then it's like, I like how that felt.
Yeah.
Writing feeling is damn near impossible, but freestyling feeling is all feeling.
Yeah.
So I feel like freestyle is the essential to making these songs, most of it, right? Like, what is the true you? It's whatever comes when you feel that music. Writing something down is when you're trying to shape it. It's almost like you're trying to sell yourself. You got to make it succinct. You got
Cultivate.
Yeah. You got to shape it up. You got to present it in a well-formed package. Freestyle is about sharing that energetic, that Donnie Darko connection, right? That's what it is. And I love freestyle. Man, my bassist and gifted program, one of my first producers, John Lemon, Barrack's bassist, check them out. He used to, play guitar, and we would freestyle. I remember, like, back being 18, like the 45-minute freestyle straight, just me off the top, him on the guitar at a party, frat style, just in the living room kicking it. And that was something that stood out in both of our minds. And it was like, damn, like, really, if I can do that, I think I can do this.
Yeah.
And so I think freestyle is the essence. I almost don't even respect people who say that they can rap and you can't freestyle.
Yeah.
That is everything to me, right?
No, I can dig that. So, I mean, moving on. I mean, I could talk to you about the music all night, and I mean, shit, we have on some occasions. But one thing that I definitely want to get into is the current climate of things that are going on. We talked about it a little bit during the show, but I wanted to talk to you a little about it in depth because you got a different message than a lot of cats out there.
Yeah.
Because it's really about what it means to you. So can you go a little bit deeper into like what's your mindset in the current climate of the protests and just you know,
Period.
yeah, like period.
Man, it's I'm gonna try to toe a line because I I could go real left and the message will get misconstrued. But I'm basically I'm for no just anti-racism, anti-prejudice, like controlled prejudices. I think we have to be careful when we see these things rise up because they've been happening forever, and we let our emotions drive us to what we believe is going to lead to the solution. I believe that right now what's happening is there's a lot of people who are really genuinely seeking and wanting change and wanting to be heard and wanting things to be different. But there are other individuals who are in the midst of these people who are using these platforms to take advantage and sway people into more lanes of extremism, right? So
Yeah.
my whole idea is you need to, each and every citizen out here needs to do a history lesson on themselves, right? We can't we've it's been proven that all these things in the books are half truths, back ways around
Yeah.
things. So it's like all the topics that come up when people talk about history so broadly, it leaves people out here feeling so distressed that they feel like they have no solution to it. And my thing is, when you look into your own familial history and you look into your own background and you realize who you are and your role or your people's role in this, you got to stand on that. You can't let people take your narrative and form it for you, right? And I feel like a lot of people are doing that. We're seeing a lot of folks stand up and condemn all of one people and all of this people and all of that. And I'm not saying some of that shit ain't true. Don't get me twisted. I'm saying, no, in order to correct it, we have to understand human psychology, right? We're supposed to be the most advanced age, right, according to our history makers.
Yeah.
And
What we tell ourselves.
that's what we tell ourselves. But we're so cavemanish in our actions. I feel like we need people to fucking just really sit down and do their knowledge on themselves and not take generalizations as the truth. Because it's so easy to slip down a slope into just straight dissension, dissection, and division that you can't get out of that. We're almost already there. You see, like intersectionality, all these things. We're so deep in divisors. It's hard to even come together. It's hard to want to come together with people right now. You feel like there's a righteous, just cause, but I don't want to jump on a train with somebody who I don't know what their motive is in conducting that train out of this. I don't know, right? And so I know I'm going all over the place with it, but it's really that hard to quantify. My message is like look in yourself, look in your family, see what they did, and stick on to that. Yes, not all, but a lot of people have fucked up throughout this time doing things to better what they thought better the situation of the country, and we need restitution for those things. But we're not going to get restitution by arguing with Karen at work. That's all I'm saying. That's all I'm saying. Or Karen ain't doing it to you, right? Because she can only say something to you or maybe affect a portion of your life, but we need to focus on these people that we keep letting us convince, they keep convincing us that they're going to change something, then we watch them not change something, but then we fall for the same hickory dickory dock.
Yeah.
So I think we need to be citizens. I think we need to know our laws. I think we need to know what the fuck is going on in our community. Who are each one of the representatives, every governor, every city's mayor, every because we know. I know every sports player on every basketball team. Like I know that. I know the 53-man roster of the Seahawks. And I know the other stuff too, but I'm saying most people don't.
But it's just not fun.
It's not fun.
It's not fun to do that. It's not fun to like look up all of your politicians and everybody that runs everything.
Can we get trading cards for our local representatives?
Man, look, that's my AP history teacher, AP government. They did a project where it was called the draft, and that's how he taught us about that. We put all the House of Representatives and all the senators on a board, and everybody got to draft and then you had to look up your people every week, and however many times they appeared is how many points you got.
You know, they did have trading cards for like politicians back in 1993 or so. It was at the height of like the baseball card thing. Sorry.
No, I can
But
feel
yeah,
it
because
jiggling.
I remember I had Tom Foley, which was the Speaker of the House and also like a Washington State representative,
Yeah.
as a baseball card.
That was the same time that we had.
Fire.
That was the same time that we had all of the cards for the fall of Iraq, though.
Yeah.
So we gotta be careful how we do the playing card thing.
Man, it's just
Schwarzkopf.
there's ways to translate it. I feel like we got to really reevaluate everything we consume. Stuff like what we are doing right here, when you're creating your own platform to house your own entertainment, create your own shows, your own stuff for people who are willing to give you a chance. That's what we got to do everywhere.
Yeah.
Because these major networks, it's like, man, there's going to be good people that work there and they come in and they try to do stuff, but there's an established machine. And whoever's getting really paid off of that, or who has equity or percentage of those companies, that's who says what goes on, not the well-meaning person that gets the position. So it's like we need to do more grassroots stuff. And honestly, COVID has it's a blessing and a curse, because, man, all these live stream shows, all these pop-up podcasts, all these random things, that's the wave. That's all I watch is local people doing their stuff.
Yeah.
And I don't see it going back after people can go outside. I'm not going to then be checking for Future and Jay-Z then,
Yeah.
right? It's like, man, I'm trying to see what's going on. I want to be a part of a community. And if we get that mindset and keep this part of this COVID transition, issues like what's going on in the country will die down a little bit more. That and a check. Get me right. And a check. But if we do all that, like, these issues will solve themselves. It just will, because community is the backbone. If everybody feels a part of a community and can participate in a community, it's going to be more of a cohesive society. Whereas what we have now is this stratified, the great and the masses, and everyone's striving to get out of that to get to this great place, which is just full of liars and thieves and con men. Right? It's us. It's us. But we got
job.
It's a great job, but it's been corrupted. So now it's so detrimental to us.
If you don't do a good job, we get fired.
Man, those are and we do get to do those things. We need to just get the right fuckers in there and clean this whole shit out. Like, that's the only way, really. I'm not really trying to see the police force taken away. I just want them motherfuckers vetted. Let's comb through the shit. That's all we really need to do. If we comb through it, let's go after the DAs who let these cases go by.
Yeah.
Let's go after the lawyers who are paying these motherfuckers going on golfing trips with judges and these people making deals. That's who needs to go sit down. Because if we... Let's do it, I don't know if you guys saw that. There's a documentary on Netflix about this medical examiner, this drug tester, basically, and she was doing the meth. And she was like an official, like the official scientist that tests the drug samples that cops take off the street. And she was just doing drugs, passing people shit up. Oh no, this is legit. This isn't. Not even testing the shit. People went to jail for years.
So she would get it and just sling it?
No, she basically worked in the lab. There's just drugs all around her 24/7. So she had access to these things, and she would take the good drugs while she was doing her job. But while she was high, she wasn't even doing the tests on half the shit that was going across her desk.
That's crazy.
So basically somebody Just a sample of crack that these guys got this guy in jail off of for.
Yeah.
And they test. She doesn't test it, but she just says it's positive because she's got to get her quota.
Washington State had
Dang.
to eliminate about 20 years worth of DUIs because they never bothered to actually calibrate the breathalyzers.
You know, those are the things. These are the checks and balances
Tiny things
that are
make a
in
big
place.
difference.
They're
Yeah.
already in place.
Every time I do,
But these things are in place. We need to make sure they're used. We
take
we
this-
have to be citizens.
Yeah.
We're right now we're too hell bent on leaning on people and trusting in people when it's like, man, I'd rather see one of y'all run and I know what kind of person you are and I can back that and verify that versus the guy who's coming with the greatest speech, all the financial backing by Amazon who's fucked us all out of our
Yeah.
prices anyway, and he's supposed to do right by me. We got to really look at those things and examine it. And then, if they don't oblige, we take to the street like they did. If we have to, but we do it on our own accord, and we don't go up there looking for a leader. We just go out there and say, "Look, I'm letting it be known that we are not going to stand for this."
Yeah.
And that's it. Just don't be swayed by these motherfuckers with 18 chains on and whatever, trying to tell you that white people are the devil and we need to kill them or whatever. And I'm not saying they're saying that, but I'm saying some are. I'm saying there's all kind of narratives out there that we can't. People cannot cut through the bullshit. We are proving that. People are not smart enough to be able to be like, okay, well, I feel 80% of what you said, but that right there, I'll just throw that away. People are all or nothing. So we got to get to this point to where you're confident in reading for yourself. You're confident in questioning everything. You're confident in knowing that your being is good enough without the security of knowing that the establishment supports you. And that's kind of my idea. We're people. We're all people. We're all fucked up, and we all know that.
Yeah.
Now, how do we get past that besides just dealing with those problems faced head on? We can't police reform black people into prosperity. I've never been a criminal, so how would that help me? And how is that going to envelop and then be the whole cause?
Yeah.
Was that the root of the problem, or is the root of the problem something else? Let's go to the root. The root is a financial gap. It's a wealth gap. Well, where did that come from? Oh, that's shit that we would. Okay, so let's deal with that and see how the real trickle down effect happens. It's gonna be that way. All these other things I feel like are just. It's like hot dog on a string. You might get it. Here's a little thing. You'll feel good. But even when you get it, you chased all this for this one meal. You still need to eat again, though.
Yeah.
Yeah, hot dogs do not go very far for a meal. Like one.
Again, sorry for being long-winded. There's just so many things that you want to say.
Nah, man, that's why we had you sit down, bro.
But so
That's
many
what
lines
we're looking for.
to not cross.
You had me at hot dogs, so
you already had a hot dog.
yeah, I'm gonna have a few more.
All right, so I appreciate it. I mean, I don't want to go too deep down because I know that people are coming to hear about your music. But no, I mean, like, just because of your mindset, like, it's something that I definitely wanted to touch on with you. But I guess going back to the music side of things for you, like the state of rap now. I mean, there's a huge battle out there between what people consider rap nowadays and what some people consider like true rap, or where rap came from.
Yep.
So, with you being in the system now and kind of changing it from within, where do you see rap going?
I mean, everything's cyclical, right? I think it's going back to bars. I think it's getting back to something like that. There's been kind of a swell of people trying to be more conscious, more lyrical, more artsy with it.
Yeah.
But it's just not mainstream, right? That's always been the dilemma. There seems to be a delusion of just it's what the kids like now. It's not about the words; it's the feel. Is what I hear. It's about the presence of the artist. It's not even really what they're saying because they don't listen to words. But people our age didn't listen to words. I just found that out late. You know, I think the only difference is back then people just that was the standard, right? The standard is the bars because beats weren't on the level that they are now.
Yeah.
You know, beats were just little Casio shits that were they put compressors behind and made it sound a little more professional. But now these beats are speaking more than the artist, and it kind of speaks to that soul concept and that, you know, vibrational energies and frequencies are the things that we really communicate through. And if that's the case, I understand why today's hip hop works.
Yeah.
It's swag, but it's a feel. It's a mood. What the kids say, it's a vibe, right? But should be a mixture. There should be an evolution. We've seen the lyrical era. We saw the conscious era. We saw gangsterism, and now we're seeing party drugs. And that's what happened to rock. But then what happened after they did hair bands? It went right into grunge, alternative, the shit that I grew up fucking with, Marcy Playgrounds, Weezer, all that stuff came out of what all of that had built. So I think we're going to come
Country
up on a
music,
golden
too.
era. Right.
Yeah.
You know? We're going to come up on a new golden era where people are thirsting for knowledge. Just look at the state of our country. People just fake news everywhere.
Yeah.
And
Need a little bit of truth.
you just want something real. People
Yeah.
want something real.
Authentic.
You can feel that in the center of your chest. You can feel when it's
Yeah.
truth.
It's a new time. It's a new era. I agree with you 100%.
Man, age of Aquarius.
Everything's changing.
You need words more now.
Yes, we do. We need people to try to understand.
Back to storytelling.
Storytelling,
Yeah.
similes, metaphor, real similes and real metaphors. Just real things, real comparisons. Stuff that people can really relate to, not just pipe dreams of aggrandized states of life. Because that's what it is now. I want my BMW so that I can feel like I've accomplished, rather than the wisdom that I have has made me into a person that can fit into many circles, which means accomplishment ultimately.
That's right.
But, you know, that's just...
Well, you said something earlier, and I don't know if you even paid attention to it, but you said you know what facade means, and then you moved on.
Yeah.
And I think a lot of people know what facade is, but I don't know if they know what it means.
Facati if you're French.
Facade if you're
The
nasty.
facade is the picture that you... It's your mask.
Yeah.
That's basically it. Good or
We
bad.
all know what a facade is, even if we don't know what that word means.
Yeah.
And it's nice to hear someone describe it.
Mm-hmm.
And that's what I really enjoyed about how you spit, is you not only said, I know this, but I know what it is and how it relates to the world around me. So,
Hey, appreciate it. That's the whole goal right there, right? You want someone to walk away from the song with a message. It doesn't even have to be the message I intended. It needs to be a message that you can ascribe from it, right? There's substance behind phrases. There's words and terms, like you said. It's perfect what you said, because there's things and words that we use every day that we know, but we don't really think about it. We don't think about how that relates to what we do every day on a daily, what that is. Are we that? Am I embodying this thing that I'm looking at in a negative light, but then I'm projecting? So I think it's important to just try to get people to think. Just period. Just think. Just think. Fuck my
Yeah, that's
opinion.
right.
mental exercise.
Just think.
So that kind of leads into the last question that I wanted to hit with you was, we talked a little bit about it earlier about the mainstream versus the independent. The mainstream, I mean, you have so many different minds going into it that it kind of becomes the same thing every time. So do you think that it's possible to have the same message that you're putting out, that message of think for yourself, in a mainstream voice? Or do you think that has to come from independence?
I think it can come from a mainstream voice that started independently.
Okay.
If you got put on if you were created as industry plant, so to speak, that's
Yeah.
the term that people use nowadays. Someone who was created by a label or a entity with money to fit a mold, which will sell.
Yeah.
If you came from that, it's gonna be hard for me to then hear something real from you because it'll feel fake. That's why Drake couldn't do what we're talking about. He can be a great artist. He can make songs that we all relate to. But if he just flipped right now and started being conscious, no one would take it serious because all we know you for is this.
Yeah.
No matter what you do, I'm gonna know you from your first movie or for your first role. No matter what. So if the person starts off like a Talib or a Mos Def type guy or a Common, no matter how mainstream Common has become,
Yeah.
you just feel like, oh, if he said it must be, it must be got some authenticity to it. Even if he is an industry, right? So I think it can be formulated, and I think it can come. I mean, I think the whole early '90s, late '80s was that.
Yeah.
Consciousness was mainstream. KRS-One, Rakim, all them guys, that's what it was.
Yeah.
So I believe, like I said, it's cyclical and it will come back. It's just going to take people to stop following this current trend and just be like, look, I can be myself. That was what hip-hop was for. It was for helping impoverished people help other people.
Yeah.
Right? Like you're supposed to fucking be out here trying to speak. But that's it. I think it can happen. I think we're gonna be good.
Okay.
We just got to get through the bullshit first.
Yeah. I mean, well, it's kind of weird because, like, to your point, yeah, we got to get through, all this shit right now. But at the same time, that it's going through this shit right now. That's when we need rap the most. That's when we need what rap is supposed to be the most.
You're seeing some of it, right? I think the best example is Lil Baby. He just made a song, which was very, like, Lil Baby is a club rapper. He got all the drip drop stuff, and he sounds cool. He's not gonna be the guy that you're looking for lyricism. But then he dropped this song about what's going on now. Every bar was about this, and it was like, but it was in Lil Baby style, but it was real.
Yeah.
And I was like, well, if that's the change, right? Like, if a guy like Lil Baby, who done made millions off of doing the stuff that we're talking about, is not gonna aid to progression, but then he's able to then come back and be like, look, I fucked up. In the song, he basically was like, look, I know I talk about rapping, killing, and stealing, but I fucked up, basically. And this is what it's leading to.
He's allowed to like change gears.
You're allowed to change the gear because he's
Showing
young.
his growth.
He's young. He
Yeah.
came out doing this, but it's only been a couple years, and it's like, look, okay,
There's
he's
a lot
not gonna
more
just
going
come
on
out
than
here
just
and da-da-da-da with my ice and Versace on, right? Let me be real. Let me get out here with the people and show you what it is. Talk about it.
Yeah.
So it is needed right now. We just got to see these kids do it.
Yeah.
Like people like me, people could listen, they'll like it, they'll fuck with it, but they need to see a 21-year-old come out with that mind state,
Yeah.
right? Isn't that why Tupac is who he is? Because he was so young doing that.
I don't know. I saw a Killer Mike for President T-shirt the other day.
Killer Mike is dope, but then, them kids ain't listening to Killer Mike like that. It's people like us would listen to Killer Mike because we grew up with
Yeah.
that.
You're
coming.
right.
Yeah.
You're
Yeah,
right.
Generation Y,
So,
end of Generation Y.
So these
Generation
kids are
X,
going to
yeah.
hear it. They see what Lil Baby just did. So in 10 years, if he's talking that stuff, it's going to be real to them. And there'll be an acceptance for that type of lyricism or that type of music. Whereas right now, it's just beginning for them.
Yeah.
Right? I think it goes each generation. And that they have to reach that point as they get older. Because we were on fuck shit when we was young. Even if we thought it was meaningful.
Yeah.
They think this is meaningful. That's the cold part. We just can't see it. And that's the frustration.
You kids turn your music down.
Yeah, turn that ratchet off. Get off my lawn. What is this hippity hop funk? What is this? Are they
I
cussing?
mean, you already saw that with mumble rappers already. People were like, "Turn that shit off. That's not fucking rap."
Real.
Man, and now everybody got a scheme where it's
Everybody's doing
everybody. I do
Second
it.
summer.
Everybody, like you, because that's the hottest fucking. I don't care how stupid it is. That shit is hot. That's become a part of the rap lexicon.
Yeah.
That's how powerful hip
That's how
hop
people
is.
felt about grunge. That's how
Yep.
people felt about.
About
What is
disco,
this?
about
Yeah.
anything.
All right, man.
About 50
So-
sock hops.
We're getting ready to wrap up. Terry Monstrosity, where can they find you, dog?
Man, come and check me out, terrymonstrosity.com. I am
Boom.
terrymonstrosity.bandcamp.com
Boom.
and all streaming services.
All right, social media at Terry Monstrosity.
Yeah, Terry Monstrosity on Instagram and Facebook as Terry Monstrosity Music.
All right.
You're gonna find me. If you type that in, there is no other.
Are you on MySpace?
I actually am.
Friendster? Are you on Friendster?
No, I didn't get
Oh,
on
man, you
Friendster.
need to jump
I think
on
I'm still on
Friendster.
Zanga though.
They might have a minute.
I'm on Zanga still. I want to say I got a live
America
journal,
Online.
a
Find Terry
blogger.
Monstrosity on America
I'm
Online.
a full millennial.
Terry Monstrosity at
Find out
AOL.com,
his middle
y'all.
school angst.
Hey, it was Super Jumper Terry on AIM. If I could pull my
That's
AIM
right.
back up, we could get it cracking.
All right, y'all. Yo, man, so much respect
Words.
for like I wish that I could express it better, but man, thank you for coming through.
Yeah.
Man, just so much respect for your message, what you do. But man, just thank you for rolling through.
Thank
I'm sure
you,
everybody
guys.
enjoyed it. We'll be dropping the edited and full version here soon. But and man, we got so much on the horizons too. So plenty
Oh yeah,
to
it's
look
gonna
out
be
for that.
beautiful. It's gonna
But
be
yeah,
beautiful.
thank you. So Terry Monstrosity,
Terry Monstrosity.
DJ
Hey.
Dangerous,
DJ Dangerous.
Hey.
Rhonda,
Rhonda Brown.
Yeah,
That
I don't
that
have a better
person
name.
over there.
just
White
Hey,
girl
man, but yo,
McGillicuddy.
she was on point though, man. Like I gotta call that out. But no,
Thanks,
yo, check out BCG on Facebook. Obviously, since you're here, we're on Instagram, bigcitygrind.com, and man, we got so much more for y'all coming up. Man, thank you for coming out, bro.
Thank you
Yeah, man,
guys.
for real.
Be easy, y'all.